Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm coming to you from my new kitchen, and today we are going to be meal prepping for the entire week. I have 4 recipes that I'm going to be making today. 2 are lunch/dinner items. One is going to be a butternut squash sweet potato and sausage sheet pan meal. And then the second is going to be a ground chicken egg roll in a bowl. Then we will be making a beautiful Mediterranean chickpea salad. And then lastly is going to be my breakfast for the week. This one is going to be a little bit of a tester recipe, and I thought it would be fun to do this with you guys. I'm going to attempt making potato and egg waffles, and if that does not work out, I'm just gonna go ahead and make some mini quiches. All of these recipes are designed to be super easy and really healthy because I do not like to spend too much time meal prepping, and I definitely need my healthy meals ready during the week. So with that, I already have the oven heating up to make that sheet pan meal because that probably will take the longest, so let's get started. I first have my butternut squash and 2 sweet potatoes. I'm only gonna be doing half of the butternut squash because obviously this is absolutely massive, so we do not need that much butternut squash, but then I will have both of the sweet potatoes in there. I'm gonna roast these guys together first because these will definitely take the longest, but the other 2 items that are going on the sheet pan will not take quite as long. So I'm gonna get chopping and throw these guys in the oven. I'm first gonna start off with putting my hair back though because it is going to get hot in here. This stove really heats up the kitchen. All right, let's get started. Butternut squash is such a pain to cut because they're so big and the skin is so thick. I cut mine laterally because it makes the second step of peeling it much easier. Definitely peel the squash because unlike potatoes where you can just leave it on, squash skin is very thick and will not taste good in my opinion. Then I just dice it into cubes and do the same with the sweet potato. I just finished chopping up the sweet potato, so now we have that and the butternut squash on the tray. I did have a little bit extra though that would not fit on the pan, so I'm just gonna have to make another batch later, but this is all that would fit. For the sweet potatoes and butternut squash, I'm gonna start off with a little bit of spray oil just to make them a little tacky so the seasoning will stick. Then I'm gonna go in with this new seasoning that I got from Trader Joe's. I'm not gonna try to pronounce it because it's probably gonna be wrong, but it is this one. It is so delicious, I've already tried it. And then I'm also gonna add a little bit of white onion powder. This seasoning says that it's garlicky, so I'm not gonna add extra garlic or else obviously I would. For all of my seasonings, I just do a light, even layer across all of the food, and that's kind of how I measure it out. I just make sure that every piece has a tiny little bit on it. Looks good. I'm gonna mix it up and throw it in the oven. If you guys didn't know, I'm absolutely obsessed with iced tea, so I'm drinking a fat glass while I'm meal prepping. But while that stuff is cooking in the oven, we're gonna get started on the chickpea salad. And honestly, this is what meal prepping is all about, is just multitasking. While something's in the oven, you're making something that doesn't have to go in the oven. I'm just trying to get everything done as quick as possible and be super efficient. So I already have 1 can of chickpeas or garbanzo beans in this container, and it is not aesthetic for this video. I'm so sorry, but I just like to save on dishes, and if I can, meal prep in the containers that I'm going to be storing it in. And so this is what I'm going to be putting it in the fridge because it fits perfectly. So we have 1 can of chickpeas to start. Next, I'm going to be cutting up some olives. You can buy olives like this. You can buy pre-cut ones, any kind of olives you like, but these are the ones that I am using today. This is the kind of dish that you just add however much of each ingredient as you like. If you really like olives, you could definitely add more than this or even leave them out, and same goes for everything else. I like to use the sun-dried tomatoes that come in this little bag because then they don't have added oil, unlike some other ones that you see at the store. And I'm doing pepperoncinis here, but you could swap this out for jalapenos or banana peppers, any kind of pickled peppers that you like. For the dressing, I squeeze half of a lemon, sprinkle some Trader Joe's Greek Goddess seasoning, which is brand new and I love it so far, and then I do 2 tablespoons of Newman's own light Italian dressing. Another option in replacement of the dressing would be to do apple cider vinegar and olive oil. I've actually decided I don't want to add chicken to the chickpea salad. I kind of just want to keep it simple and make it a very light side dish or snack. But this was perfect timing because in the time that it took to make the chickpea salad, the butternut squash and sweet potatoes are done for their first round in the oven. I need to cook them for 45 minutes in total, so I just put them in for 25 minutes, and then the other 2 ingredients I'm going to add in only needed about 20 minutes. That's why I took them out halfway through. right, with the chickpea salad completely done and the sheet pan meal in for its second round in the oven, I'm now gonna get started on the hash brown waffles. Like I said, this is a total experiment recipe, so we're just gonna see how it goes, and if it fails, it's okay. We'll just make mini quiches. I'm making these waffles extremely simple by just using some frozen potatoes. These are the O'Brien style, so they're just kind of like mini cubes. I would have preferred hash browns, but I already had this massive bag in the freezer and I didn't want to buy a whole new bag of potatoes when I had these. And it shouldn't really matter anyway, so I have actually had this out ever since we started just to thaw them a bit. I feel like fully frozen potatoes would not mush well in the waffle maker, so I wanted them to be a little bit soft, so I've been leaving this out for like an hour or so now. And then we're just doing eggs and seasoning. You could also add cheese to this, but I personally just A, don't really like cheese that much, and B, I'm just trying to make these a little bit healthier, so it's literally just potatoes and eggs. Okay, this thing is making a lot of noise. It's kind of scary. Ooh, I think the eggs puffed up way too much. Just remember that this is an experiment, so I have no idea what I'm doing here. Oh no, is it stuck? Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, it didn't work. All right, so obviously the waffle was a fail. I'm going to need to look into that. I really want to make it work, and I've seen it in pictures before, but I just don't really know what went wrong, so I'm gonna need to do some research and perfect that. And then, like I said, I was gonna make mini quiches, but I just realized A, I don't have many eggs left, and B, I also need egg whites, and my egg whites are actually expired, I just realized, so I'm gonna need to go to the store for that one. But for now, the sheet pan meal is done, and it looks so good. How delicious does this look? Oh my gosh, I am so excited to just throw this in a bowl, smother it in Red Hot, and eat it all up. This is gonna be my lunches for the week. So now I'm gonna get started on the last meal, which is egg roll in a bowl. And this one is so easy. It's literally gonna take like 10 minutes or less. For this dish, I'm doing half of a head of cabbage, and you could just buy this pre-chopped in a bag at the store, but it's actually cheaper if you buy the whole head, so that's what I did. I'm just cutting it into very thin and short slices because I don't like huge pieces of cabbage. This meal is definitely the simplest by far because it's literally just ground chicken, cabbage, and spices. You could also do this with ground turkey and some other added vegetables, but I just like to keep it really simple. And I know it looks like this cabbage is not gonna fit in the pan, but I promise you, cabbage breaks down so much while it's cooking. It's just like spinach, it really wilts. So you'll see after I let this cook for a little bit, it simmers down, and then I can add the rest of the cabbage after. So those are the two meals and the snack that I made. They turned out so good. I have so much food now, and I'm definitely gonna be eating one of those meals for dinner tonight. And I know the hash brown waffle thing didn't turn out, and then I don't have the ingredients to make the mini quiches today, but I don't want you guys to miss out, so we are just going to fast forward to tomorrow when I make those. All right, it's the next day, and I'm back from the grocery store with all the ingredients that I need this time. I'm gonna be keeping these mini quiches very simple. They're not gonna have a crust, and they're not gonna have cheese in them. It's pretty much just eggs and a little bit of veggies and potatoes. I'm gonna be making 5 servings, which is just 5 little like egg cups. And so each one will have an egg in it and then some egg whites. Five servings, 5 eggs. So simple. I love little mini quiches. They're so versatile, you can truly add any ingredients that you want. And I'm calling each of these one serving, but if you like a bigger breakfast, you can definitely make 2 of these one serving. I personally just get a little too full after eating 2 of them. After splitting up the eggs, I just do 1 dash of egg whites in each of them, and as you can see, I'm leaving a little bit of room at the top because I am going to add in the ingredients and I want to make sure there's enough room. Today I'm doing a combination of green bell peppers and a little bit of potatoes, but you could add any kind of cheese to these, any other vegetable, you could add meat. The only reason I'm actually not adding some kind of meat to mine is because I plan on having one of these and then a side of breakfast sausage. But that's essentially it. These are so simple, so easy to make. I put them in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes. The way I test that they're done is I'll take out the pan and give it a little jiggle, and if I see the middles wiggle a little bit, that means that it needs a couple extra minutes. So those are all the recipes that I'm meal prepping this week. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you end up trying out one of these, please let me know how you like it because I think they are absolutely delicious. And a big consideration I had while making these recipes was I tried to make them point friendly for Weight Watchers because I have decided to officially join the Weight Watchers crowd. I've actually kind of unofficially started about 3 weeks ago, but I have been doing honestly terribly with the points, but each week I have gotten better. The first week I was negative 100 points and I didn't track 3 days. The next week I was negative 75 points and I didn't track 2 days. And then this week was my very first ever entire week of tracking and I'm only negative 25 points. And hopefully these healthy recipes being meal prepped and ready in my fridge help me get to having a 0 point end of the week instead of being in the negatives. I'm not sure how this journey is gonna go, but I will definitely keep you guys updated along the way on here and then also on my Instagram. So if you're not already, make sure that you're following me on there to keep updated in my life. And also all the recipes that I made today are going to be in the description box down below. I don't necessarily do measurements when it comes to spices, so I'm just gonna list those, but I will have all the ingredients and as close to measurements as I possibly can. With that, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!